Yo, did you hear about the guy? He recorded Pressure Luck on a VCR, and he would press pause when it was the right tile in the whammy or not thing.
Yeah.
And he did that for like 2 years and went on the show, got 2 whammies, and then realized that there was a delay on the VCR, adjusted for it, and then just like swept house.
No shit.
House. Yeah, I believe I'm gonna get Jacob tells this story all the time, so he knows it better than me. But there was something about
Jacob's not here.
I know he's not. Something about also him storing the cash like under his mattress and having his house go on fire or something. Like there was a weird like Twilight Zone poetic come around on it. But yeah. Some dude just fucking. So then that's when they started randomizing the whammies because it was like well into Pressure Luck.
That's not That's a really weird thing to hack, though.
That's a crazy fucking weird ass superpower. Talking about civilian superpowers, I fucking memorized the whammy pattern out of Pressure Luck.
Yeah, I love civilian superpowers.
Trey, we're talking about game shows. Where have you been? Talking about winning millions of dollars here on Name Redacted Podcast. I'm Chris Nielsen.
I'm Alexander Fulmer,
and this is, I guess, Paul Doug Glass, as I fucking wrote it in the thing, but
Doug Glass.
Yeah,
that's my persona. back at home on the Delta. It's back then. You know, Daddy used to just sit with this rider. Everybody knows him as Tennessee. But he would come around. We put him out in the back house because he liked to bunk up with some of the fellas. But I do digress. Hey everybody, I'm Paul Douglas.
That might be the best intro we've ever had for a guest.
That's a good one.
Wonderful.
Oh man,
Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, I'm an actor. I'm a writer as well. I've just started dabbling in some stage comedy, and I'm pursuing a career in film producing. School of the Arts is my destination, and Bright Lights and Grandeur is the outcome of all of that. So.
Calling fucking shots, man.
I'm just saying, man. You know, you gotta shoot for the stars. You land on the moon. I think that's a good destination. So,
I actually got to see your very first stand-up bit.
Yeah,
Denisha showed me. Yeah, and like as I was watching,
where is that right now? How is that not sent to Gavin?
Because I don't have it. She had it on her phone.
Yeah. Under lock and key.
But so I had seen the bit and I was watching it and I looked at her and I go, "This is the first time doing it?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "It shouldn't go this well. Like it should. Like I've seen people perform their first time. This is not appropriate for everyone else's self-esteem. Like because he's doing well and he's getting laughs and nothing is dropped."
I've done it about 3 more times since then. And then
when
my
was
schedule.
When was that?
This was recently, actually.
Okay.
At the Idiot Box.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because it's a room full of comics.
Yeah, man.
So it's like you're either going to get a laugh or you're not.
Yeah. We know about 90% of the people in there.
Oh wow. Yeah, and they're all
maybe not
cool
so much
too, man.
anymore, but
They're honest. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
That's all I
can
can appreciate.
People come through that.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know if you might have met some of our people up there. JD Etheridge is
Big
one of
Barracuda?
Ours. He's my boy. He's been on the show several times.
Yeah.
Dude, I met him in college. We were real tight.
Okay,
him and Micah are really good friends of ours. Like they started their podcast a little while after we started ours. Open micers, like we kind of helped out.
Yeah, they do podcasts about open mic comedy. It's really good.
Reed Pegram is a good friend of ours. Like a bunch of those dudes are fucking awesome, and actually we need to get them back on the show too. But like how was it like going up?
It was amazing, man. I mean, well, I've done a lot of theater, so you know, once you're up there, it's like the lights hit you and you just kind of just go, you know.
Yeah.
And after it's over, you're like, "Oh, I just did that."
Yeah.
You know,
how much time was it?
It was about 4 minutes. I kind of stretched it my first time. You know, and then but my lady's very methodical. She's you know, point by point. So whenever she's involved in something, she makes sure it's rehearsed. So you're not embarrassing her.
Yeah.
Paul, this is not about you.
Exactly.
Paul.
So that I was well prepared, and you know, I got a lot of laughs, and the end punch it really hit home. And I think that was the main thing I wanted to see
if you could land it. Yeah.
I'm a fast talker too,
runway.
so I wanted to make sure people were able to process what I was saying.
Right.
You're in the South, where people don't talk quickly.
They really don't, man. They don't. And sometimes, it's all like that right there. They mix up the words, you know what I'm saying? I'm surprised they can't keep up. Because true story, I met Dale Jr., right?
Okay.
No shit.
I did a commercial.
This is a great story, yeah.
I did a commercial for Great Clips.
Yeah.
They were giving away.
You did a Great Clips commercial with Dale Jr.?
Dude, with Dale fucking
That's
Jr.
amazing.
and Casey Kane.
Yeah, okay.
And, dude looks 16, but he's like 55.
Yeah.
Okay. He's about 5'2", maybe, on stilts. Seriously, I thought it was a fucking kid coming in the door. Can I drop the F-bombs? I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right,
We say horrible shit.
All right,
on
just
this
make
show.
sure. So I meet Dale. He pulls up in a 2009 Odyssey minivan.
Yeah, okay.
So it's weird. I'm expecting an Escalade or something, right?
Sure.
Something baller.
Yeah.
Because he's got $300 million.
Yeah,
that's what everybody's
But
talking
also,
about.
I mean, at the same time, like if you're driving a stock car, like why the fuck would you want to drive?
Why would you
like,
want to drive
whatever.
a fast car all the time?
It's a minivan,
Right. Anyway, so he pulls up, and first thing in my mouth is, wow, he's taller in person than I thought he would be. He's a lot taller. And he walks up and he's like, hey, man, how y'all doing, man? We're gonna do some good work today. And I'm like, he really talks like that. That's not an act.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, Dale Jr., I mean, what can I call you? He's like, man. Just call me Junior, man. You know what I'm saying? My daddy's Dale. I'm like, what? Wait, no, he's not.
Right. But I feel like once he died, you became Dale.
I think that's right. So so the day goes on, and he keeps going like this. He's trying to fan himself. It's fucking hot. We're in Mooresville. It's a big mansion. Old side story, the guy that owns this mansion made his money selling socks, okay?
Okay.
That's how you do it.
That's how he do it, man.
No, it is.
And I asked him why, he said everybody needs socks.
And that's the thing, that's
right? So anyways, Dale, he's sitting there fanning himself, and I'm like, what's wrong, man? He's like, I'm burning up in this shoot, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a real fire shoot. They didn't get me like a prop or nothing like that. And I was like, well, this is your studio, right? He's like, oh, what do you mean the people that's doing this whole thing, this get up that we're doing? I'm like, the production.
Yeah. The thing we're here for.
Yeah, the thing we're here for. Yeah, you're paying me for that? Yeah. So he's like, yeah, this is my studio, man. I was like, well, you gotta make you a prop suit.
Yeah.
Man. You gotta delegate.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right. Hey, man. This guy got good ideas, man. You say y'all need to make me a prop suit.
When you tell Dale Jr. how to do his job.
And so the day goes on, and then it's part of this commercial. They have we're spending the weekend with Dale at his house.
Okay.
That's what the whole commercial about. They're advertising. Great Clips giving away this trip. So
what are they just cutting people's houses in his house while he's eating lunch on a Sunday?
They have we're eating the biggest Fred Flintstone style ribs ever. Okay.
Yeah.
He has mermaids that just live in his pool.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is Dale Jr.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There are mermaids there.
Yeah.
Where he pulled out the show car that they travel around with.
Sure.
And this is the part I want to get to, because this is when I knew when you have a lot of money, people don't give a shit, especially when you're famous. Okay? He pulls out this stock car in this $1 million big mansion ass neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm about to do some donuts, right? So I'm trying to get in. I'm the tallest guy there, and I can't fit in the car.
Yeah.
I can't get in. There's no passenger seat.
No, sure.
So I'm on a 2x4 like this. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this. You know?
That feels safe.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I climbed back out.
This whole car's designed to keep you safe, and I'm in the rest. I saw Death Proof. I know how this ends.
You're gonna inject me or something, man. Whatever.
Are we about to go down Fury Road?
So, anyways, he starts the car up, and he starts doing donuts here in this little cul-de-sac, and I hear one of his buddies go, "Get loose with it, man!" Right? So he does, and you just hear his tires are skipping. Oh my God, it sounds so great. But he starts going wide, and he skips onto lawns, nearing, he's almost taking out mailboxes, tearing up fucking grass. Neighbors start to come out because the car's so loud, and they're like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Oh, this is a Dale Jr. commercial." They pull out their cell phones and record him, cheering him on as he tears up their lawns. And afterwards, they fucking clap for this guy, and he gets out and he puts on his Oakleys, leans against, and he's like, "Yeah, man, that y'all's done." And then he snaps his fingers, and like we're like walking behind him like he's the Fonz. You know what I mean? It was the most amazing thing I was a part of. And then he's like, "Hey, man, you know what we're gonna eat for lunch, man? You know what I'm saying?" And then like we got some chicken, baked potatoes. He's like, "I don't want none of that, man. Hey, you guys want some sushi?" I'm like, I could go for some sushi.
Yeah.
And so are you, right? He's like, yeah, man. Hey, go get some sushi for us, man. Hey, you guys like whiskey? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've never had one like a drink on a set, but you own the company, so what are we gonna do here? He's like, nah, we're gonna have some whiskey for lunch, man. You know what I'm saying?
Lunch.
You know, I'm like, okay, fuck it. And then, so, mind you, we broke for lunch, drank the whiskey, ate a bunch of sushi. Yeah. Now it's time to shoot again.
Okay.
And we're all like...
Sushi doesn't seem like the best base for whiskey.
It doesn't, you know? We're sitting there, so we're doing a campfire scene, because it's like, now we're roasting marshmallows.
Yeah. And everybody's in the moment now.
We're in the moment, and we're drunk as fuck now. So, we're not mic'd up. So they're just like, hey, guys, you know, talk amongst yourselves, right? Okay. And then, so we're talking, and the guy whose house we're at, his wife is like... not the prettiest woman ever. Okay. We don't know how this millionaire got with this woman. Okay. But
she had a great personality.
She had a great personality. Yeah. She was sweet. So, but they thought she was with Dale because she kept like fanboying him, like hanging around him, like she was like gonna rape him if she had the chance. So we all thought that the woman was with him. I didn't know it was the guy's wife until this line got thrown out. Like, yeah, man, we play our cards right. Junior might let us double team his date over there, right? And it's off mic, and he's like, "Oh, that chick? Oh no, man, that's not my chick. That's not my speed, man. That's that guy's lady, man. You gotta ask him permission for that one." He says, "If Junior's cool with it, I'm cool with it." That's all he said, man. So I'm like, this is about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to turn down this moment with Dale Jr., dude. I'm going to tell my fucking kids about this. We double teamed this old chick.
Me and Dale.
Me and Dale, man. Me and Junior. So then we were done, and then we had to come pick up our checks a couple of days later. We went to Hammerhead Studio, and he's in there, and that's when I realized, okay, that's why they didn't give him any speaking lines. This guy can't fucking remember shit. Okay, he's trying to say this line like, yeah, man, I'm Dale Jr. and representing this and that, you know, NASCAR, and come out for great clips, and we're gonna give you guys a good weekend. He fucked that line up so many times, and the snap was off. He was like, hey, yeah, guys, I'm Dale Jr. and not yet, okay. Hey, I'm Dale Jr. and not yet, okay. So, hey guys, I'm Dale Jr. We're here with great clips, and then we're gonna get this trip away right. And like, no, one snap, Dale. And I was like, wait a minute, this guy is $300 million.
I mean, all he's got to do is turn left, though.
That's all he has to do, man. That's all he has to do. And that was my day with Dale, dude. It was amazing.
That's incredible.
It was amazing.
So I think that's the show, right?
That's been nice.
That's
a baseline.
Damn.
That's our baseline.
Oh, you're the guest, so you're the one that's got to one-up it from here.
Casey Kane showed up, and he was... I want to say he was baked out of his mind, but I didn't want to ask because he was like,
I can see that
slow mode.
Yeah.
When he came, I was like, "What's up, man? Hey, I'm Paul." He's like, Casey, real slow, pounded me like I'm like, okay, like so. I think we're in the next scene together. He was like, I guess we are. I'm like, okay, man, you're pretty mellow. He's like, my day off. Like one line of
Casey
me the
Kane's
whole
day
time.
off is just like, I had like a whole pound a week.
That's it. And his eyes were so low, and you know, and it was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool,
dude.
And the set, I don't know where they come from. The girls that linger on sets. Yeah. I don't know what their job was. They weren't makeup girls. Yeah. I don't know if they were PAs. I just don't know. But
somebody give these bitches fans.
They were beautiful, man. Oh my God, it was distracting. Oh my God!
Dale's suit is real. Give them a fan.
Yeah, that's all they needed, man. And we were like hanging around this like exotic looking pool with the two mermaids, half dressed, and just voluptuous, big fake body parts jiggling everywhere. And so the whole time I'm thinking, I want to take a lot of pictures, but my girlfriend's going to be questioning me, right? Because she's going to be like, hey, I know what goes on.
I've seen the set.
I'll get to that story on why she feels that way. Okay. It's not like she's just insecure, but we've been on this road a long time together from the start. So I didn't want to take these pictures of these fake jiggly parts, but I mean, they weren't like just out. They were just like, hey, it's a mermaid. She's hot, Let me get my followers.
I want to set with a mermaid.
How often in your life do you see a real mermaid? I mean, this is a once in a lifetime.
This is Lake Norman, man.
I'm here with Dale, and he's got real ass mermaids. Like, how do I not take a picture of this? It's Dale and mermaids.
So, I chilled on that. When I got back home, I told her all about it. She was like, "Oh, you should have took a lot of pictures." So, and I was like, no, I didn't want to because I remember how you felt after my first gig. Now, my first gig coming from a theater actor, I did a feature film. You guys look up, it's called Hellphone. It was, I think it made it to the Sci-Fi Channel.
Hellphone, like cell phone?
But it's Hellphone.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Freddie. What's up? Jason Mark Pierce made it.
I love
in
it.
Greensboro, Madison, North Carolina.
The reason I immediately need to interject here is if this is anything like the movie that was referenced in fucking Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I will shit myself. Where the cell phone kills you.
It does.
Yes, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You were in the film.
I was in the film. And I was the only black guy that didn't die. So I made it.
Dude, that's credit. That's credit.
And what's so crazy, it was originally written for a black guy.
Always dies, man.
And I didn't get an audition or anything. I just got a phone call. They were like, hey, this guy dropped out. We know you want to act. You want to come out here and make $200. I was like, yeah. They was like, drive to Madison, North Carolina, be here this time.
Yeah.
Like, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I did that.
Yeah.
Little did I know I would be doing a sex scene, right? First feature film.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not knowing what to expect or anything. You know, in theater, you don't do anything remotely like that. You just kind of turn down the lights and you make noises, you know?
Yeah, throw some blankets on it.
That's it, man. And anyway, so I get to the set and this chick's there. She's pretty hot, man. She's about 5'8", brunette. I mean, legs that wouldn't quit, you know what I mean? And my girlfriend's with me.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, that's the girl you're gonna be doing the whole."
I know his girlfriend, so like I'm seeing this.
And so I'm like, "Yeah, babe, you know it's all good. I'm gonna figure out what's going on." You know, she's like, "So I mean, are you gonna be naked or what?" I'm like,
"You know as much as me."
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna find this out.
I want all of you guys to know that in passing, the first time that you ever interact with his girlfriend, she's terrifying. She's a terrifying person. She's very scary because she's very intense. Yeah, and she's very put together.
Yeah,
and like all her shit. Like when he said that whole thing about like it's in order and it's like she works in the office with me and she is the #1 salesperson every month. And holy fuck, it is like watching art.
Yeah,
because it's just like yes, okay, good, bye. Yeah, okay, good, bye. And I'm like, God damn, she just crushes.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I can't imagine.
I know I can't really
angry.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, don't do that. No. So that's why I'm like, treading lightly with this. And they're like, hey, can we talk to the two actors? I'm like, hey, let's just have the talk here, because I don't want to have to explain this and miss a detail.
Yeah.
That gets held against me later. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We can just talk about it now. So anyway, they're telling us what we're gonna do. Right? They're gonna shoot from the waist up, but we're gonna be naked.
Okay.
They want us to make out.
Yeah.
And just kind of like act like we're in 8th grade and hump each other.
Okay.
I do like the dry hump.
So,
makes me feel all right.
So mind you, this girl has long jet black hair flowing down her back, right? And she has a couple tattoos and stuff, and she's kind of looking exotic looking, you know. Okay. And so we're starting to shoot this scene, and I basically picked her up at this party and got her to allow me to take her home. Okay. And when I get her in there, she's just like hot and ready to go right at the door. Sure. So she starts stripping down. Okay. Well, to my surprise, she pulls off her headpiece, which is a wig. Okay. And she has one strand of hair like a sweet pea from Popeye. Yeah. And that's it. And the rest is shaved. So I was like, oh shit, on camera, in the middle, filming, right? Couldn't hold it together, dog. It was my first fucking shit. I was just like caught off guard, right? I did. Oh, no. And then so she pulls off her so they're like, okay, start over. We pick back up. She pulls off her top. She has like the biggest nipple rings ever. They look like cowbells could hang from them. That's how big they fucking were, right? And so I'm like, oh my God, like what am I supposed to do with that? You know, like are they okay? Can I hold them? Can I knock them? Right, like door knockers. That's how they were. And she had the biggest bars protruding from her like underwear. Okay. And I thought it was a little pee-pee, right? I didn't know what I was dealing with because the wig came off. Yeah. Right? Okay. And so I'm like, so I asked Jason, man, what the fuck is going on with this girl? And he was like, oh, man, she's alternative, you know? She's like that.
Bull rings, lead her to water, bull rings.
He's like, she's all right, man. She's cool, man. Trust me, she's married to a Marine. You know? I'm like, wait, where
That don't make me feel any better.
Like, why are you?
Now I'm more concerned.
I was like, where is he at? He's deployed right now. That's how he talks.
Well, he better fucking stay deployed.
So, you know, she's really horny too. And my girlfriend's like, who's horny? This is all going on. So I explained to the director, look, man, it's not that she's insecure. Like, she's a woman.
And there's a lot to process. Yeah.
Last minute, we were about to go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And you guys called me, and I dropped those sweet wings, and I came over here to see a curly Q, and what I thought was a dick.
I
thought it was, dude.
Several weeks
the bar
in advance.
was so, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
So live and you learn. So we're in the shower now, right? And I'm weirdly attracted to this moment, like I'm a porn star for some reason. It's like I'm looking at the director, I'm looking at her, and then I'm looking around. We get to kissing. I get in the moment, and I'm saying my lines to her because her phone rings. It's Hellphone, okay? So the phone rings. I'm like, don't get it. I keep kissing her. Don't answer that. It's me and you right now, right? I'm in her eyes. She's like, it could be my mom. She needs me. And I'm like, fuck your mom. You know? Because I'm about to get you right now in the shower, bro. And so I kneel down to perform oral sex on her, basically. Yeah. She answers the phone, and it kills her. And she drops out of the shower, and I'm there with soap in my eyes. I'm like, are you all right? You there? Okay? And that was that sex scene. And so, mind you, my girlfriend and them are in the other room watching. They're dying laughing at this whole thing. Because it's not what she's not at all what she thought it was going to be. At all. Okay?
I'm about to perform cunnilingus. Now, I'm just going to go down on a corpse, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. And so the director yells cut. And he's like, okay, everybody, we're good for this shot. Just give Paul a minute. We got to let his razor go down. I'm like... My girlfriend's like, oh, you're hard in there? They can see waist up, right? Yeah. And I was like, the water's hot, man. How do you expect me to do, warm water?
There's a naked woman in front of me.
I didn't want to say that. It was obvious, but anyway. So that's
Tell me Idris Elba's in here and you're not fucking like, shut your goddamn mouth.
So that's why I didn't take a lot of pictures of the mermaids.
Oh my god, dude, we just need to get you on for story time.
Oh man.
Holy crap.
That's pretty much my acting career so far in a nutshell. You know.
So
a good run.
You've been in a couple other commercials too, right?
I have, man.
Yeah.
I was in a lottery commercial. I had to spin on my back in a bowling alley like I was a breakdancer, winning the Cash 5, I want to say.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, dude. Where you from? Man. I looked a lot different, a little heavier, I guess you say. I was a businessman. For some reason, I'm at happy hour at the bowling alley, and I got a lot.
This is way more motivation than I would expect to get from the.
And
I mean,
yeah,
lottery commercial.
I did this. I've done a bunch of corporate commercials. I've done a bunch of corporate videos. Now, the corporate videos made me a lot of money. They were for Time Warner before Spectrum.
Okay, are these like training?
Yeah. So you got a job there? I'd be like, welcome to Time Warner Cable.
Fuck up.
I'll be your host, Paul. What we're going to do today is go over some basic entry knowledge words for you to understand what kind of company Time Warner is and what they can do for you.
Sure.
You're the guy everybody hates.
I am, man.
What is it like? What does that shoot like?
It shoots like
It's gotta be like assembly line fucking production.
It is, man. It's like, first of all, there are no lines. You just make up whatever. They're gonna give you like key words to say.
Oh, okay.
And they're gonna tape them to what if you're like if you're
That's
standing in the studio,
hilarious.
they tape them up somewhere.
I would have expected that to be like
and
a teleprompter
the guy's
situation.
he's gonna be pointing to it like when you're talking. I'm like, get that,
so you are essentially improving with instruction
pretty much.
and
they go from section to section.
I wouldn't have guessed that either.
You're
that actually makes a lot more sense.
Like kind of like a talk show kind of couch. Two chair setup, a little coffee table.
Sure.
Introducing yourself.
What was the stage setting like?
It
looked like Fox Digital Studios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like different little kind of theater setups.
Dude, like, and that makes me wonder, right? Like, if that was what your experience was like with that, like, because I've been spending a decent amount of the last, several years of my professional life in corporate environments. So even when I was at the factory, like, we had safety videos.
Right.
And the safety videos were, not terribly different.
Right.
But, like, I gotta wonder, because there were such horribly telegraphed jokes and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I gotta wonder, like, because now that makes me think, were those jokes written, or did that asshole make up a terrible fucking joke?
They could have been written. They could have been. Because one time we went and Time Warner did something for Comcast, and I was doing I had to set a computer and do basically escalated calls, how to handle escalated calls for Comcast, their call center. And there was a basic script.
Right.
Thank you for calling Comcast Telecommunications. My name is Paul. How can I assist you today?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
their script, not yours.
Their script, not mine. And so that was written out, and I had to and that was all sitting in front of the monitor, basically.
Sure, yeah.
And they were like, just press buttons,
Right.
Okay, so I can look up that information from you.
Yeah.
You do that, and then, they'll show your fingers doing some stuff, and then
Right.
go back to you. And it's got a headset on. It's real simple.
Yeah.
Easy money, about $200 every day you show up to do that for about an hour. So.
Okay.
$200 an hour.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty cool just to go make believe.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty...
That totally changes everything I've ever thought about those training videos. That's hilarious.
I now want to do corporate shill shit.
So how was that?
They never cast me, though.
Yeah, is that... What's the... That's a weird... Do you feel like you're going to, say something wrong? Or, somehow segue shit? Like, these people are walking in and viewing you as a trained professional who is training them.
Right.
And you're some idiot they're paying cash to type on a computer.
I mean, the thing about it, it's like it's the people that are filming it are trying to get into the secular mainstream world of filmmaking.
Sure.
This
right,
is just
of
paying
course.
their bills.
Yeah.
So the actor factor, they're fully aware of.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of times they would give me a couple of dry runs and
Yeah.
okay, we're rolling now, Paul.
Okay.
Because I would just say anything and being silly, get myself loose.
Yeah.
Say some silly shit.
Sure.
Then so they weren't really hard on me about. But they just made sure I hit those Q words. Though.
Yeah.
And they had that guy pointing at them.
Yeah.
And I give him a little nod. I see you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to it.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of doing it to the camera, going.
I should have gave him one. I should have gave him one of those, definitely. But I mean, other than that, man, I did another feature though. It's titled Broken. I think they're still working on distribution for that. Broken is a Christian film.
Okay.
And I bring it up because it was the best experience I've had to date. I made the most money. I made $4,000 for 2 days of shooting. I had to I got that job. It was last minute.
Okay.
Literally, I got the call on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And had to be on the road on Thursday. Tell my job what's going on, and I came back. Sunday.
And you're just working from a script the whole time. Not really a whole lot working.
Listen, the script they gave me was the wrong script. I got there, they had to give me another script on hand. And now, here's the thing. I was challenged as my pride as a person because every actor was based out of L.A. I met a guy that was on In the Heat of the Night.
Yeah.
A lady who was on God and Light. A guy that was on Power Rangers.
Oh, shit.
Remember the old show, Renegades with Lorenzo Lamas? It's an old biker show.
Okay.
This dude was on that show Pacific Blue with the bike cops. He was on that same. So I'm with these professionals, right? Right. And another dude was in The Hobbit.
Okay.
I can if I pull it up, I can show you who he is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and then this girl that was in that movie, The Change Up with Jason Bateman. And all that. She was the babysitter.
Sure.
So all these professional actors, as you would say, and they're looking at me like, "Oh, you're from North Carolina?" I'm like, yes.
Why wouldn't I be?
Where else would I be?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all from L.A. They flew us out here. So I'm like, oh, this is a big fucking set. This is real fucking deal.
Yeah.
The director,
I wouldn't have been able to hold it. I would have been like, good the fuck for you.
I mean, dude, I was like, I had to keep it together because I had just drove 7 hours, slept 3, and now I'm back on set in makeup, and the wardrobe lady has a clothing line and Dillard's and Belk retailers across the continent.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, it's huge shit.
Nuts. Yeah.
We're shooting at I don't think he's still the current coach, but the slick back hair guy for the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Can't remember his name. His offensive coordinator's house, because there's pictures of him everywhere. I think it's his house. Okay. I'm like, well, either he's in love with this fucking guy, or
what's going on
him. But no, it's this football NFL lottery kind of guy's house. It's huge, man. Huge fucking house. And so the director brings me in this big like conference room. It's wood walls everywhere.
Fisher. Thanks, Trey.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly who he is. And,
if anybody knows, it's the Texan.
It's his. So he takes us in this room. It's like wood paneling on the wall and stuff, like study. And he's like, he grabs my face. So I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen?
Am I about to get Fredoed?
I'm like, man, what is? I've heard the stories, Yeah. And he's this soft-spoken guy. He's like, listen to me, Paul. Okay, I know you drove a long way, and I appreciate everything about you. I appreciate you being here. All I want you to do is the same thing you did in your audition. And he lets my head go. He's like, are you ready? I was like, yeah. Are we done?
It's
like,
so uncomfortable.
And that's the only he just took me there to say that to me. We walk back. He shows me around the house, shows me where I want to be at, gets me a makeup. And me and the guy from that show, In the Heat of the Night, we're Randall Franks is his name. We were going over lines. We had a scene together.
Okay.
He's I'm playing a U.S. What they call him, the U.S. Deputy Marshal. Mm-hmm. We're chasing these guys who are on the run, and this kid has been missing, and they have him captive in the mountains, and we're basically letting the family know your son basically got up with these guys we're investigating and chasing, and we're going to try to help get him back. Now, Randall Franks is a private investigator this rich family has hired because, the cops are taking too long. So I'm basically there to introduce some information that was just newly discovered. Okay. About the Sapphirillus woodpecker. He does a mewing call 3 times. I don't know. I think I said all that wrong. I don't know.
Script.
So, and the reason why I can't even remember that line because they gave it to me like 5 minutes before I said it.
Yeah.
So we're going over our lines, and all of a sudden the door blows open, and the same director who grabbed my face and some other guy who went to the school of yards came in. They're like, "Hey, look, we messed up. We found out you guys got the wrong sides. These are the real sides. Get ready. We're setting the scene now." And I'm looking, and he's like, Randall's like, "Calm down.
Like, this is not what I did in my audition at all. What do you?"
He's like, "We're gonna have to prepare as best as we can, and if we mess up, you call line, right?" And so he's an older guy, and I can tell he knows I'm green to this, obviously. So he's kind of leading me along. I'm like, all right, cool, man.
That's a good guy to have on your side.
Yeah.
And so now we're just reading now. He's like, let's just keep reading. We keep reading back and forth over and over and over. And then so he's like, you got the gist of what you're doing, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, you need to remember two lines. What kind of bird it is, and that 3 knock is called the mewing call. Say whatever else, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
I just I improv'd and got those 2 lines out.
Sure.
And he was bouncing back and forth with me, and it was magic, man. Yeah. And they filmed with 2 red cameras, the tracks and dollies and all that big stuff. Yeah. It was amazing. They shot for night for day and blacked out the windows, the big tarps outside. Had a whole crew, and I mean, it was just amazing, dude. Yeah. Like the actors are showing up in their own motorhomes and shit, man. I'm in a rented HHR Chevy from Enterprise, but I felt at home. I did. Yeah. And and then
I'm gonna go back to my trailer.
Exactly. And so at the end of it, that's when they want to handle the paperwork, and they had all the actors in the room, and all of a sudden they sprung this document on us, and me being green to it, I'm reading it over and just looking at it, and the guy that was on Power Rangers, this teenager, he was like, "Hey, bro, are you your own agent?" I was like, "No, I'm not, man. What are you talking about? I got an agent and a lawyer and this and that. I got the same thing, Yeah. And he's like, then what the fuck are you reading that for? Don't you pay them to handle that stuff for you? They're supposed to read that and tell you what it says. Yeah. I'm like, okay. He's like, they're asking you to sign that right now, bro. Don't sign that shit. What are you even reading it for? And I'm like, and I keep holding it. He's like, dude, what are you reading it for? And so the guy, Randall, he's like, he wants you to ball that paper up and throw it away, Paul. And at the same time, they ball theirs up. We all throw them away. And they're like, they need to fax that to our agents, man. You don't give actors shit like that to read. What are you doing? You're talking about how they're going to use our likeness and all that? Come on, man. And so I got this like, crash course in Hollywood, and now it works, And I
don't like to be handed things. So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how it was. And so afterwards, I finally got a chance to rest. They took us back to our quarters where we were staying. They rented out this guy that has like 16,000 acres in Franklin, Tennessee. Okay. He is the town sheriff. Okay. He is also like the city councilman. It's one stoplight town.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Told me I was safe. where I was, even though my kind doesn't come around a lot, but I like you. So I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm safe, man. You know what I'm saying?
If I hear a banjo, I'm out.
Yeah, you literally turn this into like a mafia-style protection thing. I don't know what's happening now.
Did they call it quarters? Did they call it quarters?
So, we start talking about the Civil War stuff that he had there.
Okay.
And, my dad did 20 years in the Army, so we had this instant kind of connection.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've never seen it on my land. And I don't know how much is out there. I guess I gotta rent a helicopter and go check it out one day. But this is an actual battlefield that took a battle in the Civil War took place here on my land, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is real deal stuff. And I'm like, cool, man. This is fucking awesome. He was like, yeah, let me show you something. So he takes me to like this barn that he has, and he has his own liquor distillery there. And we're sampling this stuff, and he doesn't sell it. He just makes it to drink himself.
Yeah.
So I'm literally drinking Granny's elixir.
Hell yeah.
In this guy's backyard after a long day of filming.
That's fucking
hanging
great.
out with people in there were like LA actors and stuff. There were like auditioning for pilots and like I can hear them on the phone talking to their agent about having to get back to stuff, and they're like schooling me to everything that's like how the business works.
Yeah.
And I found out that one of the guys there was with William Morris Endeavor. I know you guys heard of them. WME agency. They represent like the biggest stars ever, like LeBron James, man.
Okay.
Tom Cruise, those kind of guys. So Ari Emanuel, if you guys heard the show Entourage?
Yeah.
Ari Gold was modeled after Ari Emanuel, who owns William Morris Endeavor.
Gotcha.
Okay. Ari Emanuel's brother was President Obama's secretary, the press secretary, I want to say. Mm-hmm. So they're like connected, right? And I'm like, so you guys are just getting roles all over the place. They say, no, it doesn't work like that. You still got to submit yourself to your own jobs. Yeah. The fact that you have the agency name gets you in the door.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're a big star.
Yeah.
You got
they're not actively doing anything. It's just an imprint that says I'm legit.
Dude, that's it. So he's like, everything about Tinseltown is kind of like Facebook.
Right.
It's however your perception of it.
Yeah.
And that's what you can manifest.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I drove back to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Like, man, I accomplished something this weekend.
Yeah.
Got a voucher and got that paycheck and was like, this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And haven't gotten a role like that since. But
How long ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago, man. It took a whole year for them to even send me a copy of the film.
Sure, yeah.
And it looks amazing too. Like, I look amazingly great.
I'm getting it.
And I'll send it to you. When I send you the script, I'll send you the link of it. And so,
I like new movies.
Yeah, it's about teen suicide. That's why the kid ran away from home, and we basically had to save him.
I'm excited about Hellphone.
Dude, Hellphone was so cheesy. It was like they took the Freddy Krueger storyline. I mean, I appreciate what they did. They had $70,000 and made a good movie, and they made their money back, and they're continuing.
Hell yeah.
Better than The Room, I bet.
Money. They spent a lot on CGI, and they basically took a bunch of cell phones together to make a person, like a being. Yeah. And made big cell phone props, like an arm and a hand.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm about that.
And so this guy who was like a horrible guy in town, the whole town got together and killed him. Yeah. And so his spirit was like condemned and fucking he wouldn't go away. So his spirit got into the electrical lines, and he took over cell phones. Now this was a while ago, dude. Bluetooths were new. This is how long ago this was. This film.
Were they like Egyptian words?
The big one, man.
Tunneling into people's fucking brains.
So at this party, they had a big party at the Dan River Coffee House, and this band that was there that's featured in the movie, they were playing and they were handing out Bluetooths. The spirit possessed everyone that attended this party and made everyone get a Bluetooth so he could control them, essentially create minions. Yeah. And so the other black guy in the film, we shot at the Dan River Sheriff's Department, and he was like doing the IT stuff. He discovered, the spirit's in the phone lines. You know, he's on the internet now. He's everywhere. and he's like, he's giving this affinity symbol, and as soon as he says that, his head explodes. And that was it for him. So, and then so now they're questioning me about what I did with this girl that I left the party with. Okay, right. You want to know that I kill her, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, ma'am. I was just trying to get my rocks off. Come on,
I'm just a horny young man.
Yeah, my character, he was a big farm equipment salesman. That's what he did. And I sold tractors for a living.
So okay, hold on. Okay. So the other of the two black dudes is
The nerd?
is the nerd,
Yep.
and you sell big farm tractor equipment.
You can sell one and take the next 6 months off, man. That's a big markup is.
It's like they were like, okay, how can we make this as non-stereotypical as possible?
Exactly.
Like, what are the things that like you'd never think of a black dude doing? Like, Jesus
these guys
Christ.
are really
Interesting
guys,
subtext by the fact that you're the only one that survives.
I
Isn't that true with that?
survived, because I gave my information to the cops. They called me down. I was reluctant to go.
Yeah.
As most black men are.
Yeah.
So I go and I
That
talk
day
to the
forth,
sheriff.
Paul had a pager.
And they talked to me for a little bit, let me
The
go.
cell phones kill you.
And I get out of Dodge, man, and that's it for my character. So I made it, and I was happy about that.
Paul, I think your tagline from now on should be, I made it.
I made it. I made it.
Paul DeGlass.
Yeah, there we go.
I made it.
I made it, man. But that was those are some fun highlights I've had. But the other stuff I've done a lot of modeling too.
Okay. Like photo modeling? Or,
Yeah, print modeling. For like a store in Tennessee, Fifth Avenue. It's kind of like our Marshalls.
Okay.
So do some ads for that.
Yeah.
City Trends.
Was that there's like on sets and stuff? Or
Yeah,
is that
man.
like,
Yeah, you go-
like
you go-
Photoshop it out, put a picture
No,
up?
you're either you show up to like a ballroom at a hotel
Okay.
or like some office building and
Sure.
you go into a back room, they have a backdrop set up and some guy giving you directions like
Yeah.
he's David LaChapelle or something like that.
Right.
But
Is the stereotype like the French guy that's just smoking a cigarette?
yes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's
More anger, less emotion.
I have
what?
more fun on film sets and TVs and commercial sets. Like I've worked like as an extra on a lot of like TV sets. Like,
but it seems like it's a lot more creatively fulfilling. Like
It's- yeah,
being
man.
a literal prop is kind of taxing. Yeah.
Well, the only thing is fun when you get certain jobs. Denisha and I, we went to the Spring Maid job. That was fun, man. They put us up in a nice resort and for the weekend. And the only sucky part about it is like you're being out like 6 in the morning on the beach and it's cold and they want you in that cold water and stuff. That's the only sucky thing about it. But when you think about it, I got paid $1,500 for a day's worth of work.
Yeah.
And they put me up for 2 days.
Yeah.
And
You can't beat
gave
that.
me money to eat and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's
Gotta
like
love that
okay,
stipend,
so
man.
I had to spend 45 minutes in the water. And
Right.
It was cool. Oh well, I could be at home playing PlayStation.
Yeah. Not making it
Complaining to my friend
Yeah.
about him not keeping my back when we were playing Battlefield.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a. So yeah,
I was
I
gonna
was having
yell at
fun.
you about how I'm gonna beat you up at Smash Brothers.
So that was but on the model sets and photography sets, it's like everyone's trying to one up each other.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking competing, man.
Yeah.
And
Because
they're
at least
and they're-
actors have to work together.
They
to be in the
do,
moment.
man. And they're actors are more
have some kind of
willing to
relationship.
network. Like
Right.
the dude Justin Miles, he's you go to the store and buy a lottery ticket. He's the guy in the First Tuesdays
Okay.
outfit. He was on the Dell commercial.
Yeah.
He's done Call of Duty stuff. Let's Be
Okay.
Cops. We still communicate now.
Yeah.
But he's a little
Yeah.
a little expensive.
Yeah.
If you will. But he's always looking over my stuff. He's looked over my script that I pitched to you guys.
Yeah.
He's like, man, that's a go script, man. Be
Yeah.
careful who you show it to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So actors are so willing to help each other. Models are like, they ask you questions almost like they're interrogating you
Yeah.
to see how
I'm
they
sure.
can
I'm
get
sure
in.
you rely a lot more heavily
Oh,
on an
shit.
agent. For
Paul,
that
you
kind
just
of
got
work.
Googled.
Oh,
Misha Googled you.
David Mitchell. I don't know. David Michelle. I don't know who that is. Or yeah.
But hey, man, you got
Yeah,
Googled.
I got Google just now. I guess I need to get my Google page popping. And
I'm gonna.
You're
my shit.
not that
I'm
Paul
gonna.
Douglas actor.
no, it's a white Paul Douglas who was a TV actor in the 50s, and and I'm the black Paul Douglas.
Can I Google that? Can I Google Black Paul Douglas?
Black Paul
The
Douglas.
Black Paul
Like
Douglas.
on IMDb, I'm like Paul Douglas, the like 6th one up there. I want to say. So
Now, what I'm gonna do is when I go home, I'm gonna make a Paul Douglas Wikipedia page,
oh shit,
and it's just gonna say Paul DeGlass,
And the only credit's going to be this podcast.
and the only
Yeah.
credit is gonna be this podcast, and then the only quote is gonna be I made
I
it.
made it. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
I think that's my to-do list for today. No, so like doing the modeling shit and whatnot, like and having that environment and whatnot. Did that turn you off of continuing in that path? Like, was the money good enough to deal with that
the,
bullshit?
The money is
or-
definitely good enough. It's just the only thing is that those jobs in the secondary market, they come so last minute. After doing it for like 4 years, I realized I've worked at a lot of different places because not too many places. This ain't LA.
Yeah.
So you gotta quit a job, man, if you can't get off. If you really want it, and I guess I really wanted it, and the longer my lady and I stay together and try to do things as adults, I realize, okay, well, I gotta switch up my approach here.
Yeah.
And start making products of my own instead of trying to be an actor for hire or a talent for hire.
Because then it's more sustainable.
It's more, and the money's gonna last longer that way because you can say, I got $4,000 for this, but come on, by the time you get the money and you gotta bills
and
just
that. Being involved in a project more long term is gonna give you more security than just like freelance gig.
Absolutely,
pop up stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So. I seek an agent now, but it's more or less just to keep that name.
Yeah.
To say, hey, go talk to this guy too.
Yeah. Well, and it also keeps you with work coming in for those kind of.
And I can choose if I want to take it or not.
Right,
if it works out and I can get a day off or whatever, I can go do it.
Yeah.
And you never know. Like I had an audition, and I thought my life was going to change. Okay?
Yeah.
And I had like 4 callbacks for it. It was Law and Order SVU.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was in scenes with Ice-T.
Yeah.
I have friends that have been in that show.
I was so... I was literally... Like, I'm not a very religious person, but, I was like, you know what? I'll have a lucky rabbit's foot. I'm going to burn a candle and say a prayer because I think this is going to change my life. Like, I was going to make $8,000.
Sure. Yeah.
For a day.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Santeria.
And then have that credit, those hours on set.
Sure. Yeah. All of it.
All of that shit, And we had a snowstorm. And
motherfucker.
They waited on me.
Okay.
They waited as long as they could. And then, the shows have to shoot... they shoot like 4 to 6 days for a 30-minute show and 6 to 8 days for a 45-minute show. And then they're on a recurring block. So they had to get a local hire. And I missed that shot, man.
Damn.
I had 4 callbacks, dude. They wanted me, man. And here's the fucked up part about it. The first 3, I held back because I wasn't really sure how I should take this. I was a little young in my mind. The 4th one, they said, hey, look, they want you to really accept what's going on and flip out in this audition. Yeah. Basically, my character was a football player who's being recruited to a big college, and when I went to go visit, the players hazed me. They had a cheerleader suck my dick, right? Lo and behold, when they blindfolded me, the girl that was in front of me moved, and a guy ended up sucking my dick. Yeah. And then when I took the blindfold off, I saw him and beat him senseless. Right. And then I went to a bar and ended up committing a hate crime, and now I'm on trial. Okay. So that was the show's premise. Yeah. So I was a little like, I don't know if my guy blowing me. I just don't know. Yeah. I'm not judging anyone.
But I don't want to keep getting calls for being that guy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was reluctant to really commit, but I was like, it's Law and Order, man.
If you're getting calls to be on SVU, there is a 99% chance you are going to be the perpetrator of a hate crime or of sexual molestation or dead.
And like Nisha Tolliver, my girlfriend, said, you are an actor playing make-believe.
Yeah.
What's the fucking problem?
Yeah.
Isn't this what you want in your life?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm
That's a good stepping stone. I mean, there have been numerous people that you've seen come through there. Like
so that's another reason why I want an agent, because you never know when that opportunity may come.
Right, yeah.
And then stuff like this that we're trying to put together will just take off for you. Bring it back home and take it off.
And I always equated, you got to play the game of okay, well, nobody's ever going to help me again in my entire life, so what am I going to do? Exactly. And then also play the but if I did just meet somebody that had $1 billion that liked getting drunk with me one night, what does that look like too?
I mean, that's the story of Matthew McConaughey,
both sides. Yeah.
Trey says you're not married. You'd take that BJ if you were married. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Misha popped up in the Discord and she was like, "I'd buy him a pint. I'd buy his wife a pint."
So, we're getting towards the end of the show. We'll throw out a post show because I'm sure there's more to talk about.
Yeah. You want to do picks?
Picks and plugs.
Maybe I do. I can come up with one. Saw a lot of shit over Christmas.
We had like 3 weeks off. You can't find one thing. All right. So for those of you who are new out there, we do picks and plugs. Picks is anything at all that you think people should go check out. Doesn't matter what it is. So anything that you have been quote unquote consuming, you think other people would be interested in, and plugs are plugs. So Everybody knows what a plug is. If you don't, grow the fuck up. So, I mean, I'll kick it off this week. My pick is terrible. My pick is so bad. So I came home one day and my girlfriend was on the couch watching like just the weirdest TV show that I did not expect her to be watching. It's a British fucking reality show called Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away. So it is a real life documentary style show that follows around what are essentially repo men.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so it's these guys who are having to kick people out of their homes.
Right. That's what
and having to like repossess vehicles.
How melodramatic is it? Or like how documentarian?
It's pretty documentarian more than anything, and because it's these guys talking about how like the job is tough and they've done it for forever, and most of the time, you know, they're like, we have to be dispassionate.
Yeah, right.
Because like we're taking people's homes.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's stuff like if they owe enough money, they're like, we got to go find shit to sell for the fucking company. But then they're having a struggle because they're technically fucking private contractors.
Yeah.
So they work for the higher court.
Yeah.
They work for what is essentially our version or their version of our Supreme Court. To like kick people out of their homes, out of their apartments, like take their cars, stuff like that. And if they owe enough money, they're supposed to go and collect things to sell off at auction.
Yeah.
But if they do this and they come up dry, they don't get paid.
Damn.
So, and then there are ones where like they're having to kick people out, but they can't get hold of the family until super late at night. And then when they do, they're like, I don't feel comfortable putting 3 kids on the street in the middle of the winter with the rain coming down.
Yeah.
So like, what do I do? And then sometimes they just meet these hella belligerent people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just so funny. Like, watching these people just lie to their faces.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how would I handle this?
Yeah.
Like, there was one where they were looking for this guy named, like, Michael. And they went up to the guy's garage. And, like, the guy wouldn't let him in. He was like, I'm not Michael. I'm not fucking Michael. And he was like, my name is Bradley. And then they fucking call the cops, and the cops come over, and the cops are like, what's your name, sir? My name is Michael. Oh, shit. And they're like, so you've been lying to this guy? No, now you're lying to us.
Right.
So, like,
Pick one, man.
so I don't know why, but I got like super deep into it to the point where Sarah fell asleep. She went upstairs and like she was asleep very early. She came back down. It was like midnight to get water, and she was like, "Are you still fucking watching this?" I was like, "They're worse off than we are. I can't stop. Like these people are going through a thing that I'm never gonna have to go through."
Some of those shows are fucking great. I was watching one of those, not that show, but just on a tangent. They were repoing a car, and the guy backed it up in between a storage unit where it didn't fit, so the mirrors are just jammed against it, and they're having to like bust the sunroof open to get in the car and just smash it out. You know, people start destroying shit.
Yeah,
know?
there was one of the guys. His car was getting repoed because he stopped making payments on it, and he comes outside with a baseball bat and starts smashing the windows.
Yeah, my favorite one.
And so then he got sued for destruction of property.
My favorite one again.
Exactly.
Again from the other show.
That's the bank.
This repo guy pulls up to this house, and him and his whole fucking family, whole crew, come storming out. Some dude's got a baseball bat, and he's like beating his hand with it, like getting in the face of the repo guy. And he's like, he hasn't been paying for it. Like, I don't know why you're getting angry at me. He hasn't been paying for his shit. And they're like, what? And they turn around and look at their friend, and they're like, you haven't been paying your fucking car payment? Nah, then what the fuck have you been doing with the money I've been giving you to pay your car payment? Wow. And then his whole posse turns on him and starts beating the shit out of him, like steal his keys and give it to the repo guy. Like hesitantly, but like, alright man.
Wow.
You're good, you do you, but like
wow.
Alright. Yeah. There's some fun shit there.
So my pick of the week.
And a British one sounds amazing.
Yeah. My pick of the week this week is most definitely Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away.
Yeah.
So, Chris?
Oh, man. I would say, I guess the series, I think they went into it expecting it to be a short, that thing. TV movie, 8-hour TV movie or whatever. But it's on Netflix. It's called The End of the Fucking World. Oh, my God, have you seen it?
Fucking
amazing. Dude, it is so fucking good. I've been meaning to watch it for a while. I didn't realize it's only 8 episodes. It's based on a graphic novel, and the general premise is that it's two high school teenagers. One is a misanthropic girl who's just trying to do everything to fuck the man because her dad ran away, and the only lessons he taught her were fuck the man. And she teams up with this boy who suspects that he's becoming a serial killer, and he's looking for a victim, and the victim that he chooses is the girl. And so the first few episodes are him trying to like find the right time to kill her where he can like get away with it and stuff. But it's a comedy. It's a dark comedy, and it's a kind of a romance, and it's got that, I don't want to say Juno, but that kind of 2009 indie film vibe. Yeah.
It does.
Aubrey Plaza could have been in it if it was made 6 years ago. You know?
Absolutely.
And it's awesome. It's fucking great. I loved every minute of it. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's my pick.
Paul, what's your pick, man?
Yeah, you got a pick?
What should people check out?
I watched this series called Sick Note on Netflix.
My girlfriend's been watching that.
I think it's so cleverly put together. It has like this, it's kind of like an 80s vibe to it.
It's Nick Frost and the dude who played Ron Weasley.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's grown now. He's basically,
I don't know his fucking
the premise is he goes to the doctor for a checkup, and he gets misdiagnosed with cancer. And so he goes back to his job and tells everyone, his mom, his girlfriend, everyone, he's about to break up with his girlfriend, but his girlfriend's like, oh, you have cancer? I can't just kick you out, you know, even though all you do is play video games all day and lie to me.
Yeah.
And
I totally believe you have cancer.
Yes, exactly. Well, he has the documentation now.
For sure, okay.
And so he goes to his job and he turns all this. He's like, look, I have cancer. I don't know. So this job is like, oh, you can leave whenever you want and just, take as many breaks. If stuff gets too, hectic for you, just let us know.
Yeah.
We got your back. And they give him a whole big party and everything. Well, right after this, the doctor calls him back and says, there's a smudge on the screen. You don't have cancer. Okay? But I don't need you to say anything because I've made this mistake too many times. And now I'm going to get fired if anyone finds out. And so the kid's
so many
like...
smudges, man.
The kid's like, well, you're going to help me fake this. And what's going to happen is you're going to fake treatment. We're going to go through this whole thing because now I work for an insurance company and they're making me the fucking poster boy because of your fuck up. And so, like, so many things happens because of this lie.
Yeah.
With his friends, tragedies happen that are irreversible,
right? And
it's just amazing, and it's put together really well. And I'm enjoying it.
That sounds fucking great.
Yeah. So, Paul, where can everybody find you on social media and the internet?
On Facebook, Hollywood Paul Douglas, or Instagram Hollywood Paul Douglas as well. I've kind of branded that Hollywood Paul Douglas. As you can follow me there. I try to give some content. I try to overload on it and. Just be annoying.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So, I try not to. I need to post more, but my girlfriend handles most of that stuff. So, you see something that might be her behind it. Because I'm not going to say she wears the pants, but I'm very, very appreciative to share that. Responsible because she's good at that.
She's just very driven.
She's very fucking driven, and the thing about it is, the things, how sometimes like the yin and yang, just you have to realize it after the fact, because you might not appreciate it when you first hit you. Yeah. So I've always been a guy who I used to play basketball, and that was my life was about. I was an athlete, so. My girlfriend was a cheerleader. Yeah. So she was always there in the gym helping me shoot and get rebounds, and then she'd go do her thing. But me and this entertainment thing, my girlfriend, she has a degree in mass comm and wants to be a journalist.
Okay.
So
that's a good.
So at the same time, her methodical way of going about things, detail by detail, is like a journalist would. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As far as like a writer or an actor who might, and I draw as well, so and try to paint a little, so I'm more abstract and all over the fucking place, and she kind of centers it all. Yeah. So it came together. Throughout time, and it was a work in progress. So I share that with her all the time, man. Hell yeah. Because she'll just take the responsibility, really. Yeah. And I'm like, you got that.
I don't need to fuck that up for you. Yeah,
exactly. That's totally fine. Yeah. Because, like you said, she's intimidating at times. Yeah.
Seeing Tanisha get upset at work, I'm just like, everybody back up.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody leave it alone.
And we're working on that. But she's an amazing little person.
Hell yeah.
We nicknamed her Cuddles off after a small fire-breathing dragon.
Yeah.
Dude, I can only imagine how like terrifyingly bulldogish she'd be as a journalist too.
Yeah.
Like just every person in politics would just be terrified.
Yeah.
Like who's right? No, I do not want her writing that article.
Right.
You are absolutely wrong.
Right.
Well, we can keep chatting in the post show, but this has been a full ass episode of the Name Redacted podcast. Thanks for fucking coming on and doing it.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Gonna have to do it again.
You can find our show anywhere that delicious podcasts are served, or every week here on Twitch at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. I'm Chris Nielsen.
I was.
No, it's not. It's not a Swisher.
I am Alexander Fulmer.
Go out and touch some butts.
We could go on and fake it. We still know we will break it. We make the same mistakes we all